go over what I think you should keep in mind before you start a business and even going through it, just the things that you should know. I use a thing that helps me, and it's just going down each letter in the word business. So B would stand for building a brand and everything. So first off, we're gonna start off with B, and B would be building a plan. It would be knowing what you're selling, who you're selling it for, and how is it helpful. So simple, easy, something you just, write out in a document, write it out with a pencil or something, just figuring out what you want to do. That's basics. You would be understanding your audience. Understanding your audience means understanding, does your product target that audience? Is it appropriate for them? You can, but would you want to sell a cane or something that older people would use to a child, to a 3-year-old? So just keep that in mind. S would be setting up your business legally. Please do it legally. Legally meaning if your business requires a license and you're trying to get around that, please just get the license. You can get sued for that. Your business can shut down for that. Get a license. I am a nail tech. I do nails. I do not cut people's cuticles. I don't do any of the extra stuff because I am not licensed to. I can only legally just put acrylic on people's nails. I cannot do any type of surgical stuff without one. So don't do anything illegally. Do it legally. If you want to do something, get the license for it. It's not extremely hard to get a license, but it's worth going through the troubles instead of getting sued because you don't have one. I would also say handling taxes. Do not commit tax evasion. Do not do tax fraud. Don't do anything you shouldn't. When I say handling your taxes, I mean there are some websites that will file the taxes for you automatically if you have a subscription. Yeah, so there are some websites that will do it for you if you pay the subscription. If you do not want to do that, I will list some websites where you don't have to pay the subscription or anything, just a quick free trial and stuff. You're legally obligated to ask for just a document or a PDF of everything, your totals, how much the company and the website is taking from you, and you can go ahead and do the taxes yourself. Next would be identifying your niche, which means identifying your target audience. And I also feel like you should target that one specific audience when you're starting off a business. I do think, you should grow and eventually target kids, teenagers, and adults, but I think you should start off with just one. The stress load is easier. It's easier to handle one age group and everything, and it's just way better to start off slow. So it would be identifying your age group, identifying, say you wanted to do teenagers. Okay, what's the aesthetic that you're trying to sell? Is it cute aesthetic? Is it different aesthetics that you want to do? And then you can go ahead and plan on how you're going to advertise it to that group. Next would be name and brand. When I say name and brand, I mean, of course, the name that you're going to go by for yourself. My nail brand is Nails by Ash. It's pretty simple, pretty easy. You can go even crazier. My brand that I'm advertising and using for this as an example is called Glossy Babes. And I even changed it up a little bit when I revamped it. This is your business. Pick the name, make it cute, make it whatever you want it to be. Make it catchy, something easy. Don't make it something that people would be embarrassed to say out loud. And if that's what you're trying to do, go for it. In that same category, it would be logos. Logos are pretty big, pretty important. It is your whole thing. If you don't have the name, you just say you want to hand out stickers, it would have your logo. Logos would be on your clothing. Logos would be on your beauty things that you're trying to sell. Logos are everything. It's what you go by. So make sure it matches what you're selling, matches the aesthetic that you're selling. If you want to do it different, do go ahead, but I do recommend that it matches what you're trying to sell. Next would be E, establishing payments. Establishing payments just means make sure you have a bank account where all the money is going to go to, and the money will be taken out of that the website might charge you for or something. So I don't recommend it, but I didn't have a bank account, so I used my sister's. The money went in and out and everything. But I do recommend that you have your own bank account and your own money. Make sure that you manage the account yourself. And also with how many ways you can pay for things, you can do Cash App now, PayPal, Zelle. So the website lets you set that up where the money can go directly there. Go for it. Now S would be setting up a website. Setting up a website is not as easy as it seems. That's why I have a separate video on how to do that. Setting up a website means finding a website that you're comfortable with working with, finding a website that's not too expensive. If you're willing to break the bank for it, I will list the options then again. But if you don't want to break the bank, I will also list some options for that. And the next S in business would be start marketing. Once you have everything done, once you watch all the videos that I showed you, once you go through all the steps, you can start marketing. Marketing is either advertising yourself on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, anything. Marketing is so important when starting a business because it needs to be everywhere, especially when you're starting off small. So there you go. Those are my tips and beginnings of starting a business. I hope that you guys took some lessons, took some notes. Even if you didn't take notes, just keep it in your head while you're starting your business. These are pretty helpful. They're not stupid. They're really short. Business, you know, just a word. Try to remember it and go on. I believe that you can do it.